Yes, hi, we continue to live in what appears to be these parallel universes. On the one hand, there are a number of places across the country, including right here in California, that are seeing a record number of new coronavirus cases, while at the same time, many of these same communities continue to reopen while the president plans some large campaign rallies as well. We begin in Texas, the state with the largest number of people, second only to California, where in Houston and many other places across the state, this was a record week for new confirmed coronavirus infections.
I'm growing increasingly concerned that we may be approaching the precipice of a disaster.
Since Monday, Texas had its 4 worst days so far for coronavirus hospitalizations, and that's just for starters. Yesterday, South Carolina and Florida announced their highest daily coronavirus case totals to date. Arizona has seen its daily average cases nearly triple over the last 2 weeks, and California set new records this week too. On Friday, 1 week ago today, California had the largest number of new coronavirus cases since the pandemic began, 3,593. Yesterday came close to that record with 3,570.
What we're seeing right now is something obviously that's disturbing.
On CNN today, the nation's leading infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, was asked to respond to those who say the epidemic is over.
There are deaths, 1,000 or so deaths every day. Last time we looked, around 20,000 new infections each day. It's not over. It's just not. And we have to do what we can do to try and continue to contain it as best we can.
But even as cities see their highest number of new cases ever, many of those same places continue to reopen. This popular Houston restaurant, for example, is now open to 75% capacity.
We're able to now have parties of 10.
We've already uncorked the genie. We got our wish, which was to end the home quarantine orders. And now we're seeing people treat that as if COVID-19 is no longer an issue. And that's far from the fact.
The CDC spoke publicly with its first telebriefing in 3 months today, issuing guidelines which include bringing your own food and drinks to a cookout, waving to people instead of hugging, sanitizing hands after using an ATM, and taking the stairs instead of a hotel elevator. The CDC is also recommending that you avoid large gatherings.
The greater the number of people involved in the interaction, the higher the risk of COVID-19 spread.
That's a recommendation President Trump is openly defying by barreling forward with plans to resume campaign rallies starting next week. And a Republican convention in Jacksonville in August, with delegates filling a 15,000-seat arena. RNC officials have suggested they want a crowd-like setting without social distancing or face coverings. Tomorrow, the president will be at the center of another packed event, delivering the commencement speech at the West Point Military Academy. More than 1,000 cadets will be socially distant for an outdoor celebration, which will still defy New York's social distancing guidelines. Graduation ceremonies are not allowed until June 26th, with a limit of 150 people. Today, Dr. Fauci was asked if he has spoken to the president lately about the CDC recommendations.
I have not specifically spoken to him about that, but the principles that I have been espousing hold true and stand, as I've said them before. When you're in a large crowd, please wear a mask.
But a week from tonight, when Donald Trump holds a large campaign rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, campaign officials are unlikely to put any social distancing measures in place or require his excited fans to wear masks, the New York Times reports, citing sources within the campaign. But the campaign says hand sanitizers will be made available. Here's one more number. A new University of Washington model, often cited by the White House, is projecting nearly 170,000 people will die from the coronavirus by October 1st. It says we could also see 1,000 deaths every day by the start of October. And we have just learned the date for that Tulsa rally has been changed. The president was receiving a lot of criticism because it also happens to fall on the 99th anniversary in Tulsa, Oklahoma, of a horrific incident of racial violence involving the deaths of hundreds of members of the African-American community there. Well, the president decided to change the date for that rally. Let's go back to you.
All right, Randy Page reporting live. Randy, thank you for that.